Whenever you play a game like we did against Scotland, you always reflect intensely, and we try to reflect intensely after every game. But obviously the emotion of a loss like that makes it a little bit more intense, and you've got to make sure you don't start poking at shadows in the corner. You know, you'll hear there's a lot of things wrong, but in reality, like any game of rugby, there's 2 or 3 things that we didn't get right, and then we set about making a plan to get those things right.
Boys, we don't use excuses. We don't have excuses. We weren't good enough. We've got a week now to get it right.
What changes is the content of what you do rather than the routine. You know, we've probably sharpened the sword a bit more, taken a little bit out of the program, focused much more on us rather than the opposition, which maybe was one of the areas we got wrong against Scotland. Coaches and players share the responsibility of the game. We're to guide the players, but the players play the game. But the accountability stakes is that the head coach is responsible, and that's me. The danger you have is that you always think that things are going well, and they're not. Like, a team is never good. You've always got problems, and your ability to mine for conflicts and fix problems before they become significant is the most important thing. And I know that sounds completely opposite of what people probably read in the newspapers, but teams are never free-flowing, dynamic, well-balanced. There always are problems, and we're always trying to find those problems and fix them. You know, and again, if we look back at the Scotland game, we had problems from the autumn we weren't able to fix in the preparation time we had for Scotland.
Let's go back. Just improve the communication there, boys. Go again. Go again. Yes, go!
We'd love to be a 100% winning team. You know, that's our aim. Unfortunately, in rugby it doesn't happen, and in very few sports it does, because we're dealing with a group of players who have all different ideas, and our job is to get them on the same page and keep them on the same page for as long as we can. And we're off page on Saturday, so now's the job to make sure we get back on the same page.
Good, Speedy.
Oh!
I think if you'd asked me that question a while ago, I would have said like a loss for a sportsman is the be-all and end-all. But I think, you know, having aged and matured and, you know, thought about it deeper, worked with a lot of guys here and at club and stuff, a loss is more of an opportunity and a wake-up call. You know, you're able to see things a lot clearer through a loss. You're able to see areas of your game you need to improve, and other places that, you know, you need to build on as well and continue to be good at. So I see it as an opportunity. It's a wake-up call, but it's an opportunity. I know that the leaders that we've got here, you know, guys like Owen, George, Maro, Mako, those guys will be driving that all week, and you know, there's not many better people for that than those guys. So it's exciting.
Let's go, Six, let's go! Yes, Stuart! Yes! Hey, Johnny, we need you! Crouch! Fine!
We want to get something out of this session. We don't want to be out dangerous. Get something out of this session. You understand? Yeah. We do all do it the whole time. Happy? Let's go.
Fine! Six! Ready out, mate! Let's go! Go, Six! Go, Six! Go, boys! Go, Six! Go, Six! Yes, Six, but round was a joke.
Nothing needs to be said there. Nothing needs to be said. That's it. That's what we was after last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Talked about stepping up. All about how we see it. We're excited now, aren't we? We've shown each other what it is. That's us from now on, all right? We take that into the game.
We're always looking to bring young players in, but they've got to be good enough. You know, it's a balance of keeping your age and experience at the right level. So to go to a World Cup, we want an average age of about 28 and average number of caps about 40. So as the team from the 2019 World Cup gets older, it's vitally important we're bringing younger players through, but the younger players have got to be good enough. And so we've brought 4 or 5 players into this squad. One of which played his first game on the weekend, which is Beno Abano. And that will be a constant process for us, bringing new young players in who we think can be better than the players we've got at the moment. You know, Tom Curry's and Sam Underhill are 2 that come to mind. We took them on the 2017, and Mark Wilson for that matter. Those 3 guys we took on the 2017 tour to Argentina. Tom, I think we watched play 2 games of club rugby. Underhill was still at the Ospreys then, and Wilson was a university graduate, just playing good, tough rugby for Newcastle. Got an opportunity to take a combination of experienced players and some bright young talent that I'm extremely excited by, and we're particularly focused on youth, because we want to find players who are going to be better than the 16 players who have been on the Lions tour, and that's been the focus.
Eddie, Ben, Tom Curry at 18, Guinness Six 19, are these kind of guys going as much for experience, or can you see them playing Test rugby in Argentina?
Well, if they're good enough, they'll play.
Are you excited to finally have Underhill at your disposal, because you've had him on the radar for a little while and obviously think highly of what he could do?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, he's got good potential as an open side flanker. He's a genuine open side flanker. You know, he's dedicated, he's determined, he's desperate to play for England. Yeah, we're very excited to have him.
Is there any one individual you're particularly looking forward to working with for the first time?
Well, I'm interested in working with the Currys because I want to find out whether I can tell the difference between the 2 of them.
Got into the first camp and it was labelled the fitness. It was a fitness camp, and I think the title of the camp was something like the fittest in the world. So that already got the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. It was here at the Lensbury actually, rocking up with my brother. I pulled my calf in the game before, so it was I say lucky, but I wasn't involved, and I just remember being on the sideline and watching my brother, and he had to there's loads of different drills and then wrestling. For some reason I really vividly remember him wrestling Chris Robshaw. So yeah, it was chaos.
One, 2, 3.
We had a training camp in Brighton. It was a 3-day camp, and I experienced the first game training session, and I think that throughout my time at Newcastle, I always thought I was one of the fittest in the team, and I prided myself on that, but it was definitely an eye-opener once I got to England and realised to step up, and there was like guys flying around, and the speed of the training was a level that I'd never experienced before, so it soon made me realise that I wasn't as fit as I thought I was.
So I roomed with Dylan Hartley, and that was I'm just have to say it, aren't I? I got my big boy pants, didn't I? He wasn't a fan of the schoolboy, loose boxers. So I had to look at myself in the mirror and make some serious changes, and one of those was the changing of my pants. Just having, the captain of the tour there and understanding kind of what actually goes behind such a crucial role,
and how much he fulfilled his extra time dedicated towards the team and the team getting better, and not just himself. We trained hard, it was hot, so even that in itself was crazy, but yeah, first cap, I remember just getting almost 20-30 minutes in and I could barely breathe, and it was just another level to anything I've experienced before, including the heat, the atmosphere, you know, playing with people you've looked up with your whole life. So yeah, it was pretty amazing in that regard.
This is true. And we really have enjoyed being you. It was really nice to meet you even better. Why don't you guys do
Well done, guys. Great tour. You know, we've won 2-0. A lot of guys have got their first cap. A lot of guys have learned about Test rugby, what they've got to do going forward, and the depth of English rugby has increased. And we've put the England team in a better position. So make sure you enjoy the win today, tonight, tomorrow. But just remember, guys, I'll tell you now, you're an England player.
When you get that opportunity to bring young guys like that in, and Wilson wasn't young in terms of age, but young in terms of experience, they're really gratifying experiences for a coach. Real opportunity now for us to find ourselves. You can feel it's coming to us. We're one pass, one penalty away. So let's find it.
Let's find it, fellas. Let's find it. Let's find it. Yes, Cody, leave it, man. Hey, Willis.
You alright, lad? Okay. Cheers, Ritty! Ben! Hey! 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 That sort of energy, that sort of enjoyment to what we're doing here. That's back to us. So we build on that now. That's the start for us. It's the start of our tournament now. Right? Yeah. Build on it. Good work, boys. Johnny?
Just a clap and a Ric Flair on 3, boys. 2, 3.
Woo! The thing about this group of players, they don't know how good they can be. That's the exciting part of it.
Things with Sam are very on edge at the minute. He didn't reply to my text when I asked him how he was doing. Yeah, I'm excited to get in touch with him, to be honest. He's not going to do it, is he? I knew this would happen. He always does this. He's probably training hard or something, I don't know. It's really embarrassing. Oh, wait, one more. Please. Well, it's a terrible end to the show, isn't it? Jesus. I'll have to leave that there. Sam, I hope you're doing well. I look forward to seeing you. I really do.